Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot express enough. Panic attacks is adrenaline, and that's fucking it.
Peter.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Today, solution to panic attacks. This works. This is proven. This will get you over your panic attack as long as you actually understand what it is. It's over. I don't think you'll ever have a panic attack again. You might feel something come on, but I'm going to explain to you guys here. By the way, I'm not. Maybe I'm sounding like a fucking doctor here, or Mr. Dr. Walsh here. No. What I mean, guys, is I actually struggle with panic attacks. This is coming from a racing driver. Now, when you actually know exactly what I mean, you're going to go, what the fuck? That's weird. And it is weird. Panic attacks is one thing in your body and one thing only. Adrenaline. Adrenaline pumping through your body. And let me tell you how I got to this stage. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, if maybe it's your first time ever listening, but as many of you know, I used to be a race car driver. At 10 years of age, 10, I was used to adrenaline pumping through my body. Every single day you'd go out in a kart or a racing car. For 13 years, that was my, well, you could call it my full-time job, so to speak. That's all I did. In fact, I was even looking for sports to actually push me on through. I mean, I remember if there was even this one day, we went quadding, me and my friends, and they were taking it a little bit easy. I was going fucking mental, okay? Because, well, you know, used to speed and loved the speed, looking for an adrenaline rush, right? Literally looking for an adrenaline rush. And that was it. So, let's just go fast forward here for a second. Years later, I was suffering with panic attacks from adrenaline. So, how did I get to that stage? So, I was racing for the 13 years, guys. Loads of adrenaline, chased adrenaline, wanted it every single fucking day of the week. And the racing stopped, unfortunately. But the thing is, it's actually amazing the way that this shit can fuck with your head. I actually moved to London, I would say about 3 to 4 years after my racing. I wasn't happy over there. In fact, I felt very smothered. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. Still trying to find myself, I'll be honest with you. And believe me, that's a very hard thing to do. Still am these days, you know, gotta admit. After the racing, because all you know is adrenaline rush, winning, maybe losing, but the difference, you know, ego, and adrenaline. So, I was in London for 2.5 years, and I was coming home from London back to Cork every 3 or 4 weeks, and all of a sudden I'd come home and I'd be hungover. It really hit me when I'm hungover, and I know a lot of people do get that as well. I'm very, very common. And I remember all of a sudden one day I was like, oh my god, my heart's about to, is flying, it's freaking out. Absolute panic, epic meltdown I was having. Couldn't fucking believe it. Then this happened once. A couple of weeks later, I was hungover again and it came back. This time it was worse again. Now this is back when I was home now. And then, all of a sudden, I had another one. And I went, okay, what the hell is going on here? So I'm going back and forth to London now, and sorry if I'm making this sound confusing, guys. So as I was saying, I'm back and forth, you know, for weekends, break here and there, back to Cork, and then back to London again, etc., etc. So now I'm back in London. Now I have a full-blown fucking panic attack. I mean, it's going on. I'm having surges. I'm having like about an hour of, okay, panic, absolute freaking out, and I have to like lie down on the ground, lie down on my bed, heavy breathing in and out, and in fact it even got so bad, I remember even breathing in once, and I went, I better not breathe in too much here in case I start freaking out even more. I was even thinking air was making it worse. Just nuts. So enough is enough. Started having a chat to my mom, having a chat to, I think there was one other person, and they were kind of familiar with panic attacks. But I remember talking to my mom. So she was like, you know, love, it sounds like you had a panic attack. And I'm like, no, me? Come on. And I was I was almost laughing at this guy's like, no, come on, me? This is ridiculous. So, because I never had one in my life, ever in my life. And a lot of stress over in London. There was actually a bit of depression. I didn't like it over there. It was claustrophobic. Mentally, it's just amazing what mental stress can do to you. So I went to my doctor. So my doctor, thank God, he was absolutely brilliant doctor. Unbelievable. And so he's explaining to me what panic attacks are. Panic attacks are nothing but adrenaline. That's it. There's nothing fucking else. Fight or flight. Look it up, guys, on Google, right? There's some interesting documents that you'll find on Google, but if I'm anything to go by here, I mean, it's unbelievable. He's explaining to me, okay, so Peter, if you look at it, right? He said, we look at, when you think of panic attack, you think danger. That's what most people will I suppose, default into, right? Oh my God, danger, I'm about to die. Something, you know, there's danger ahead, right? Or you're in danger. That's why we freak out. So it starts mentally, but then all of a sudden, because you've got stress already in your head, mentally, then you're thinking, oh Jesus Christ, oh Jesus, okay, I'm freaking out. Then your adrenaline kicks in. So if you think about it, guys, they're two completely different things. One is a mental thought versus a physical element of adrenaline, totally different. But what's happening is you're feeling a bit of adrenaline anyway, right? Or you're a bit hungover. You could think of one, you know, bad thought in your head, and all of a sudden you're like, oh jeez, you know, and it kind of gives you the chills or the creeps. Therefore, this time it gives you a little bit of adrenaline. The moment you feel the adrenaline kick in is the moment you start freaking your shit out. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot express enough. Panic attacks is adrenaline, and that's fucking it. There's nothing else going on. Now look, maybe you might have a heart condition or something, but I'm sure you're going to have a lot worse than that. I mean, it's certainly not going to come on just after fucking drink, right? You know, you're going to have a heart problem, and God forbid, hopefully people listening, you don't have any, touch wood. But, you know, if you do, you're going to have bigger symptoms than fucking than adrenaline pouring through your body. But the thing is, my even doctor was saying, Peter, you know, you got to look at it this way. We look at it as danger. Then what you have is you've got people who are used to this, like you when you were racing. He goes, you were used to race, didn't you? And I'm like, Jesus Christ, I fucking did, man. And it was like the penny dropped, ladies and gentlemen. The fucking penny dropped. I was like, Peter Walsh, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're used to adrenaline. You are Mr. fucking Adrenaline, and you're freaking out over adrenaline? Because I kind of had an idea what he was on about, you know? Because I could feel my whole body going, oh jeez, like racing, you know? Kind of like it was in when I used to motor race. But, you know, a negative stress this time. But he also said, and this is a good way to look at it, he goes, we look at it as danger. He says, imagine if you've got a dog, and the dog wants to run across a road, a busy road, right? Cars flying by, bikes flying by, and the dog doesn't really know what a car is necessarily, let's say. Okay, you know, there might be just, you know what I mean, guys. And the dog will just stroll across the street. Now, the dog doesn't realize that there's cars coming up, but he'll just stroll across the street. Whereas now, if a human being crossed the street, we'd be like, oh, and we start running. So when, you know, but don't want to get knocked down. But the dog isn't conscious that there's a car coming up at 50 miles an hour, and by the time, if the dog's going so slow across the street, by the time this car is doing 50, it's going to catch it really quick, and it could potentially knock it down. The dog doesn't know this. It's not aware of it. It's in its own little fucking world. So it just goes to show, yes, the dog knows that there's a car, or, you know, there's something, whatever a dog perceives a car, but it doesn't know the danger. It's unaware of it. right? It just absolutely just crosses the fucking road. Just crosses the fucking road. And guys, I would look it up. I just wanted to look, I'll close this off now, and I just wanted to explain this, guys. If you are suffering with panic attacks, I can't say it enough. It's fucking adrenaline pouring through your body. It's produced from some mental thoughts that you've had during the day or something like that. Like, do you know the way we'd have a thought now, guys, and you know, you think of something, you're like, oh, right? We all have those thoughts that can actually physically get us sparked up. It's the same thing here. You have a negative thought, which then leads into adrenaline starting in your body. And then this is where it really fucks you. Because the adrenaline now is kicked in, now you're thinking it's danger. There's a meaning behind it. You think there's a meaning behind it. And there's no meaning behind it. Your body's just an adrenaline. That's all it is. That's all it is. So guys, I hope that helps. And just to let you know, like guys, I do believe in this. I really do. The fight or flight. And you should definitely, please guys, check it out on Google. Right? Check it out on anywhere else. It's so valuable. And if you can understand that it's just adrenaline only, you'll be over your panic attacks. And guess what, guys? The day I left my doctor's office, when he explained to me about what the panic attack is, he made me understand. The day I left his office was the last time I ever had a panic attack. And I'm not shitting you. There's been some days where I've been hungover and for about 1 to 2 seconds, and I mean literally just 1 or 2 seconds, I'd have a moment of, oh, freak out. But I'm like, oh, relax with it. It's adrenaline. That's it. That's all it is. I've never had a panic attack to this fucking day, and that was about, I would say, roughly 10 years ago. So, understand what panic attacks are, and you're good to go. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Peter
Walsh.